Well, well, well. Happens to be back in the bunker, friends. How's everybody doing? Oh, how's our Buckin'Stock friends doing? Is everybody I'm covered in, back in the bunker. I'll tell you, I will remember that for a long, long time. Not just because I got, one of these lovely things on. You know what I'm talking about? But more because of the people and the time I shared with folks. It's funny how I talk about who are we in regards to what goes on around us. Well, we had a little funky time there on at Buckin'Stock Friday night when we were getting set up, and it was this little guy. It was that little guy right there. The little stitchy witchies. We got some stitchy witchies there. And you know what the interesting thing was? And I'm one of them guys instantly after I know that I don't have to have fingers an operation or something. After you clear that sail out. And I instantly go to solution. Right, Vic?
Yep.
Solution. What's the problem? Oh, that's a bummer, man. Oh, Buckin'Stock. Oh, it's gonna...
No.
Well, friends... It actually forced me, it's a harsh word, but it forced me to take a step back. Come down to, because otherwise I'd have been up trees, in the bush, cutting snags, doing all this stuff, which we didn't, to be honest, this is the truth, and me and Doug were talking about it. It's not really that safe to be having 30 and 40 people run through the bush with you cutting snags down. For one thing, you had to be 2 tree lengths away. What can you see? It didn't sit with me right anyway. And that was kind of the plan. We were going to do some of that, but we ended up not doing it. But what it allowed us to do was this right here. Ba-boom. And we did it. I talked and had so many situations with people. I'm talking tear-jerking moments, just connections, eh, Victor?
Yep.
Super duper connections with people. And I know you guys know who I'm talking about because it was you. What a treat. What a treat, truly. And one fella that I got to see, the famous Lovejoy, showed up again. It was, I think was it Sunday he showed up or was he there Saturday? I forget. I think it was Saturday. Yeah, later in the day. But anyways, regardless, it's a blur at some point for me. Friends, you'd have been proud of me. I had my Walk with Yan little headset on there, eh, Vic? I was cruising around like the cook of the barn, folks.
Telemarketer.
Telemarketer.
One of those TV hosts
I call it...
selling you on something on TV.
Infomercial.
An infomercial.
I looked at...
No, I don't cut trees.
I just cut the cheese. Did I cut the cheese? Why, did you hear something?
Okay.
No, I'd let you know if I did. You'd hear it. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, so what this will probably be a little difficult because we don't have, everybody. So check me out for a couple of teeth, guys, and then, if everybody wants to get a good look at this, let's just kind of keep moving. You want to get a look at this, come in, have a look, don't hang out for the whole chain. Right? Get everybody to have a look at this thing. If it's important to you. If it's not, go do something else. How's that sound? Need a file. What size of file do I need, Mike? What do you think? It's a pretty good answer. I'm going to go with a 7/32, which is 4, in my opinion, 3/8 chain. That's the 3/8 chain, you're right. An infomercial, dude. With friends, it was way out of my freaking zone. I mean, in the bunker, no big deal. Anyway, so I run into Lovejoy. Lovejoy was in Indiana the first time. He came to meet me. I had that little meet and greet at Doug's office. He came to meet me. We shook hands, we met, we had a BS and all this and that. Well, he come back. And he says, Buckin. I says, Lovejoy, how are you, buddy? He says, I'm good. He says, I'm real good. I want you to make me an axe. I went, you're kidding me. And he starts pulling out his wallet. And I said, Lovejoy, no, let's do it through the, through the channel, through PayPal. He goes, no, Buckin. He says, I got the money now. He says, you got to take the money. And I'm like, okay, Lovejoy, let's do it. So whatever. We figured all that out. But the neat thing was, friends, is he says, Buckin, I want you to make me an axe. Now it's got to be sex. Or no, it's got to be deadly. It's got to be deadly and wicked. He said, wicked and deadly. And I said, well, I think I can do that because he wants a cruiser. He says, Buckin, I want a cruiser. We haven't moved a lot of cruisers. Cruisers are a special axe, Vic. They're not for everybody.
No.
Cruisers are for guys that actually really know axes and like axes. It's a certain tool that works for a lot of good stuff. They're not something you're going to be splitting a cord of wood with. They're just not myself anyway. You could if you wanted to. Take a long time. Almost bushcrafty. You know, it's almost on the bushcraft end of things. But Mr. Lovejoy?
An axe meant for taking in your backpack,
No.
hiking, and
Exactly.
they're just bushcraft.
Yeah,
bushcraft
more or less the
axes.
bushcraft. But Mr. Lovejoy, I just wanted to share. Just the reason I'm telling the story, Lovejoy, is because me and Vic are in the bunker, and I'm kind of going through some of my inventory, thinking about what we're gonna do. And I had this handle come up from that big group of handles and axes that I bought there about a month ago or 3 weeks ago, whatever it was. It's a beauty. It's a freaking. I've octagoned it, buddy. So, anyways, Lovejoy's like, yeah, it's got to be deadly, Buck. The axe has got to be deadly and sexy. Or no, he said deadly and wicked, and I said, well, it's not only going to be that, it's going to be sexy, Lovejoy. How do you like that? And Lovejoy's like, I like that, Buckin. I like sexy, Buckin. So we're gonna do deadly, wicked, and sexy. Mr. Lovejoy, we found your handle. I'm just letting you know. I'm not freaking building your axe today because there's a few in front of you, but I wanted to show you that we're moving on it. So that's kind of what I do. Certain special axes, I'll take a look, I'll grab what I need, tuck it off to the side, put a little piece of Lovejoy's name on it and that. Anyway, friends, kind of rambling. Now, another thing. Vic, we had 2 or 3 guys that got hours of footage.
Yes.
On besides the regular camera friends that we're using, because I was editing a video today and it was of me running my Walk with Jan headset and at the filing bench where I had all the folks in there and we were having a good time. We met some good young tree guys. Bill and Nancy, oh, you guys, just incredible. Dirty Derek, what a guy. We just had a blast. Sue is Derek's wife. And I call him John Wayne. He's this great big dude, quiet, you know, the old goatee. They're horse people. They're into horses. And I just met some phenomenal people that came here to freaking meet myself and my family and the boys and spend it at Buckin'Stock. I just can't explain it. It was such a good time. I met some cool people, really cool people. And these are relationships that are going to be built on. They're like new relationships that are just going to take from here. This is the blossom zone, and we're just going to keep rocking with it. So I think that's wicked, especially 1,200 miles away. Really cool. Really cool. So, Lovejoy, loving it. Loving it, Lovejoy, loving it. Lovejoy. Good. What else, Victor? Oh, footage. Mr. Wayne Polson. It was awesome to see you and Sue there. Susie Q. They went up trees. Both of them went up trees, I think.
Both of them went up trees.
They both went up trees. We had people up trees. Thanks to Mr. Mike Snow and a couple of the other fellas. Friends, it was kind of like a community effort. It was just like, you know, a couple guys says, hey, Buckin, do you mind if I send some people up trees? Well, I knew the man was qualified. I said, yeah, you go ahead. Go right ahead. You know what I mean? It was such a community effort.
People throwing axes, splitting wood.
Yeah. And it's not like I had to be there at it was just so cool. It was such a cool event. I think it was just, we're doing it again is what's going to happen. I think that's pretty much a no-brainer. Buckin'Stock Dry Run 2018 was a freaking hit. A freaking hit. So, I'm waiting for, and they're already in the mail, Bones, my man, Chris Clark, and his lovely wife, which I think is Lori. I think it is. But regardless, the SD cards are in the mail. So anyway, I'm editing today and I'm doing some of this footage and then I kind of turn my back and I crouch over and the camera, the tripod, Vic, was back a ways.
Yeah, it was.
And I was still talking about some important stuff, but the tripod didn't get it. But Mr. Wayne Polson's freaking camera was right in there. Now, we've got something very special here today that I brought. I almost forgot it. So, where is that tree? That looks like something, but it looks a little wiped out. Where's them ones? Where's the rhinestone cowboy? I want to get a sharp file. We'll try this for now. But where's the rhinestone? Okay. Okay, rhinestone. I was looking for that file you had. Please do. So I talk about the gullet, right? I do. I talk about the gullet because what we find, and I probably will be able to show you, but you guys are smart enough to learn about this. This is perfect. We got some good examples of some rough stuff here. And you should probably come and take a look at this. Listen, here's the deal, okay? If you cut with a power saw, you've gone to the store, you've bought a chain, you're cutting with a chain. Here's the new chain. Here it is. This is what they give you. It's got a C in it. It looks like a C. There's a complete arc in it. There it is. So I'll be able to lengthen that video and then swap over and edit to Wayne's camera. So there's going to be some fun stuff coming, friends. I'm going to throw some stuff out anyway.
There's a lot of footage though, guys.
Oh.
So bear with old Buck in here.
Yeah,
there's a lot.
There's lots, friends, and I want to share it with you, but just have patience on this one because there's a ton. One partner, Chris, buddy, Bones, he's got 4 hours, and friends, it's good stuff. It's just
it's right there
at
GoPro,
Buckin'Stock.
Boom.
Yeah.
POV.
Yeah, like right there. So it's gonna be good stuff. So let's just carry on normally like we always do. And then I'll start infiltrating Buckin'Stock. But I don't want to, there's certain stuff I don't want to upload until I get that other shot so that I can edit right into it. Vic knows what I'm talking about because he was there today and he saw it. And I said, geez, it'd be neat to have that. And I know that Wayne's already sent the SD card out. So it shan't be long. What I was thinking about doing is the last day of Buckin'Stock. I was thinking about bringing you from the front, running you right through. But I think I've got some tree work we did on the very last day, wasn't it, Vic?
Yep,
It was,
yeah,
it was the last day.
Second last day.
Second last day, the night before almost.
The night before.
Was the night before.
Literally the night before.
It was. We were going, because Doug needed some trees down, some different ones there, and he's getting prepared to build his home soon. So we got some tree work, some interesting tree work. So it was cool. So anyway, friends, I'm going to ship this video out right away today. What day is it?
Well, in the meantime, they could go on the Facebook page. Should we plug that in there?
Oh my goodness gracious! You see?
Hold them over.
Look at. You see what I'm talking about? Yes, we are. Okay, friends. Thank you, Victor. Victor, do you want to explain this, please?
I can. All right, guys. So on Facebook, we were talking about it.
I'll do some background music for you.
Do some background. I've already posted it on my YouTube. So the people that are on there, thank you for being on there. People that aren't, if you go on Facebook and put in Buckin'Stock 2018 Aftermath, or just Buckin'Stock 2018, it'll pop up. We got a page set up for a video and picture dump, so everybody could get their stuff on there. If you weren't there, you could get on there. You could see the pictures and the videos that everybody's posting. So, I freaking love it. Elevator music. So yeah, get on there, post your pictures. We want to see them. Post your videos. And we're going to be asking questions for your comments and things you would have changed, things you want to see possibly at the next one. If you were there, tell us. If you weren't there, tell us. I have a little thing set up. It'll be beautiful. So we'll see you guys on there. And we could do a big old community. Everybody could talk to one another and
Victor,
until the next one.
Boom. Come on. Friends, thank you, Victor.
No problem.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Love having a sidekick. Kind of nice, eh? As a matter of fact, Victor, so friends, when at Buckin'Stock, when I did my little whoopsie-toopsie, we still did undercuts, back cuts, we did filing. There was nothing we didn't do, Victor.
No, there wasn't.
There was nothing we didn't do.
They just got to spend more time with you. That's it.
That's plain and simple, that's what happened.
Yeah. So that's what we're...
So actually, now that I think about it, with Victor here, so it was really cool, friends. And I'll throw some of that footage up because that was cool. I am going to throw that stuff up, Vic.
There's some of it already on the Facebook group.
There is, that's true. Oh. you weren't being pushed away from the tree. It was actually, I'm talking about your energy. It looked like it wasn't that hard. Could you please do another one, back barring? You can see what I'm saying. It's about energy. It's about wasting energy. So, thank you, Victor. Victor, come on. You have to fight. Okay, you may not pick up what happened, but what happened is I saw it right away. His back foot went like that. And he landed his back foot because he's being pushed away from the tree. You're exerting more energy instantly. You're being pushed away from something. So, I back bar. We all do it. But when a guy's walking up to a tree this big, after he's just climbed it, and he's just dismantled it, lowering on his limbs and rigged it up, and he's coming down, and he freaking puts a, and he back bars and undercuts the back pin, and I think to myself, man, he suckered for punishment, because, fire that off, please. You're being pushed away from the tree. That's what's happening. You're being pushed away from the tree. So you're fighting. You're literally fighting. Let's not say fighting. Let's not use the word fighting, because you're actually not fighting, but you're expelling more energy to put an undercut in that tree you just saw. And this probably doesn't make a lot of sense to a lot of people right now, but when they changed, back in the day, when they changed the Faller's Day, not the loggers, not all the loggers' day, they changed the work day from 8 to 10 hours to 6.5. You were starting the power saw together.
No.
School friends. I could start the power saw, but it would have to be with my right hand, and I'm used to it, so it was funny. My hand was pretty sore. I'll be honest, it was sore. So Victor, I was directing Victor and telling the crowd what we were doing. We were explaining Dutchman's and some stuff about our style of falling out this way. And the power saw was probably a little fat on the low jet, I would think. That's why it was, you say you hit a bit of fuel and it would stall. So I got Victor to fire it up for me, and I ran it a couple times, but it stalled. So I said, Vic, start this up. So I would hold the saw, and Victor would come over and fire the power saw up, and I would just get it going over and go back. It was kind of funny. It looks interesting on video, I would think.
Oh yeah, it looks...
It's funny. So, not the Safest Sally show. Not the Safest Sally. So, what do they call them?
We're in the States, though. We don't have our WCB White Hart happening down there.
That is true. That is true. I kind of like that. In the swamps of the Mississippi, you did what you had to do to work and get the beans on the table. I told you that, didn't I? Anyway, I enjoyed that background music.
That was
good. Heartwarming.
It was.
Yeah, it was kind of nice. So, the Facebook page. Wow. So Victor explained. Yeah, but you got to ask a question.
Yeah.
Join,
Okay. Yeah, guys.
Did you
There's
say
two
that?
questions. I forgot to say that.
Uh-huh.
2 questions. Please answer them. It's going to make it easy to vet people that are just on Facebook rolling through. It's a public group, so anybody could kind of find it a lot easier. So just answer those 2 questions for me and the other mods.
What were the questions?
Uh,
Where did you find BBR?
Yeah, and then there was one other one.
There's one other silly one.
But it's all straightforward, guys. It just makes it easy for us. Oh, what's your Facebook, YouTube name?
What's your YouTube name? That's right.
Yeah, so put your YouTube name in there.
So we can recon you.
It doesn't have to be any
not
kind
doing
of
that.
long, fancy answer for the first one. Just, where did you find him? It's pretty easy. Where are you watching him right now? Boom. So,
Top of the morning to you.
it just makes it easier for us to vet, guys.
It's a freaking page, and we don't want no garbage.
No.
Straight up. That's the straight up goods.
And after, a week, 2, we'll probably just make the group hidden. So
Yeah.
it'll make it a little easier.
Victor, thank you so much.
Not a problem.
Victor lit right up at the Buckin'Stock, friend. You should have seen him. I mean, he's good. He's good. But it was so neat because other people like Mr. Mike Snow,
Oh,
right? Mr. I called on the community, friends. I called on you people. Mike Snow, Mike Snow, Mike Snow. Michael, nice job, buddy, and thank you for your help. Don Snow, just other people. I'm
just everybody. Yeah, Glenn was there the night before.
Glenn.
Helping and just everybody. Everybody.
I had a person come and say to me, and actually, you know what? It was Beaver Eye Jack. Have you seen Beaver Eye Jack? I think it's Beaver Eye Jack, and it's actually Rhinestone's dad.
Yep.
Which is Glenn Campbell. They came to Buckin'Stock, and freaking Beaver Eye Jack comes up to me at the end of this thing. Friends, Beaver Eye Jack's, I think he was 70. He was freaking 70. Guy's been around. Great guy. I think he was 70. Don't get me wrong, Beaver Eye, when you see this and give me trouble. He came to me at the end of Buckin'Stock. I hung out for, I would think, 2 hours saying goodbye to folks just at the end of it. That was the tearjerker part. That was tough. Tearjerking all through the whole couple of days, but that was tough. That was real tough. I was saying goodbye to young Javen and Gene the cook and a few other people. So, my buddy comes up to me, the Rhinestone Tinker, comes up and says, Glenn Campbell, right? Comes up, his dad comes up to me and says, Buck, and he gave me a Band-Aid.
Jack.
Hey?
It is Beaver Eye Jack.
It's Beaver Eye Jack. So we just got confirmed on that. That's the Rhinestone's dad. Okay, friends? He came to Buckin'Stock with his son, father and son. They came across, I think they drove 13 or 1,000 miles anyway.
Yeah.
Long way.
2 hours north of
Manitoba.
Winnipeg.
Winnipeg, Manitoba. Crazy.
Far.
Canadian. Cool. So, she cuts, eh? So, he says to me, Buckin, he says, I've been to a lot of things. None like that. Straight up. Just none like that. The man's in the 70s, been to a few different things, friends. Beaver Eye Jack, you were so helpful at this thing, buddy. It was so nice to have you guys here. You were a big help. I'm going to shut this thing down, to be honest with you, because I'm still high from it, Victor. I don't know about you.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I want to touch... Yeah, exactly. I want to touch base with a couple people. We've been on WhatsApp steady today. It's been kind of cool.
WhatsApp steady since it ended.
I know. The Smith family, Doug, J. Poo, Sticker, and Patch.
Love you guys.
What a family. Thanks so much again for helping this community out like you all do. Over and out, friends. Be kind. There'll be more to come, but we're going to be filtering it in. Stay tuned. Facebook. Buckin'Stock 2018 Aftermath. Couple questions, pull in. You can check out some videos and some pictures. Oh yeah, and buckandbillyray.com for your goodies. Over and out. Why would we not make it look like that the whole way back? Why should we change it? I don't understand that part. Okay? There it is. That's what it's supposed to look like. You look at the inside of this. They're down in there. They're in there. They're right down in the gullet. They're right on the strap with their filing, with their grind, with their factory grind. They're down there. Okay? They're down there. So I think what happens, I'm not positive, I think what happens is, do most of you, how do you file a power saw? What's your program? Do you sit on top? Do you put it in the vise? You sit on top and do you double hand it like me? Do you flip it around and do the other way? Okay. And what's your program for stopping the tip? Do you usually set it up against something or against something? Put it on a rag. Keep the tip from floundering around. Okay, perfect. So you do this and then you flip the saw around and you do that. So you're actually going against that way. Is that correct? Okay. Okay. That was something that I tried in the beginning, or like way back. And I literally told myself, I'm going to train myself to double hand. I'm going to train myself to double hand. I wanted to learn how to file with both hands. So I did do that. And I'll tell you something right now, I'm right-handed. This is me this way. This hand, this way, files better than this hand now. Because that's how it goes, because we put so much, it's true, isn't it? You put so much thought and energy into it. Now, I think a lot of emphasis on filing, friends, comes from this dominant hand. I think people underestimate what the pulling hand does for them. Okay? If you look at your wrist action, this will be fun. If you look at your wrist action, it's almost, well, it's a pivot. It's not a ball, well, it is a ball joint, but it's like this. But it actually, it goes straight, whereas the pushing hand has the tendency to do some funny stuff. It just does, especially on a little piece of steel like this. So I urge you to start having a little faith in this other hand. Put a bunch more faith in this left hander when you swap over. Use both hands. This hand, this left hand for me, I could almost file a power saw with this undominant hand. I almost could, but it would be strange. This is here for a reason. They say you'll hear and you'll read about all the stuff. Some people get sick of watching everybody, so they go straight to the source. They go to a Husqvarna video or a still video. They want to see how organ chain does file a chain and all that. You're going to see 1,000 different things, people. You are going to see 1,000 different things. I'm here to tell you right now that you do not have to have your teeth the exact same size. You don't have to. So you're telling me if you hit a freaking rock, I've been running power saw for 25 years. I've hit 2 teeth on a sharp chain. 2 teeth. You're cutting and God dang, you see the spark, you go down. Well, to be quite honest with you, you've hit 2 teeth, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5. Are you going to file that whole power saw? I don't know if you're working for somebody or you're working for yourself or you're having fun or you're doing what, but I'm cleaning up them 5 teeth fast, and I'm back cutting now. If I got to pull out my raker gauge, depending on how much I hit that rock, I got to pull a rock out. If you hit a rock, you got to pull the rock out. You know what a rock saw looks like. Here's one right here. Come and have a look at this. If you don't know what it looks like, this is horrible. It won't cut. If you're cutting with a dull chain, you're burning your power saw out, and you're wrecking your arms, and you're wrecking your joints. It's that simple. You're just doing it over time. Got to remember, friends, I run saw for steady, right? It's not the weekend, hey, let's go cut some firewood. And that's a beautiful thing. That's where we all started. But I'm on them all the time, so I got to be smooth. I got to be smooth and cutting to full potential all the time. It's just not worth it. Because for one, I'm a contract guy, right? Like, I'm not filing a power saw on a stump. I'm swapping my chain out now and putting another chain on, and I'm gone. So Buddy's filing, and I'm putting wood down. Who's getting more logging trucks at the end of the day? The contract guy. So that's just the world I come from. That's just a little bit about that. So that Bear Claw taught me that stuff. He taught me that stuff. And I'll tell you what happened real briefly. I got pinched one day. I got injured the day before I was going to fall with Bear Claw, my guru, my legend guy, right? I was climbing with my younger brother, and I did a real stupid thing. Where's Matt? I'm in a big Deodora, the Himalayan cedars. And I'm in a big stem, and I'm coming up to those first big limbs that grow, you know what they're like. It's probably a 10-inch in diameter. It went out into a school barn. And I cut the thing off. It hits the ground before it leaves the tree. You know the rest of the story. It came back, I'm not kidding you. It smoked me on the inside. It smoked me on the inside of the knee, and it literally tore the whole inside of my knee apart. Like it you know what I mean? Hit me on the outside, but blew all the inside out. And the first thing I could think about was I had to fall. My first opportunity to fall with Bear Claw was tomorrow, the very next day. Oh, I was mad. Just mad. I'm not worried about the wound, I'm mad. So I called my little brother and I said, you gotta come buck limb for me. Because I could cut tree down. I just couldn't get on the log and go limit and process it. But I could cut it down, so I could stand there and cut. So I got my little brother to come in because I wasn't missing this opportunity. And I made it to work that next day, and I fell with that guy, and I ended up working with him for 4 years. He backed me out of the bush a couple times. That was a lot of fun them years. He taught me a lot. So he got me on grinding chain. He just straight up got me in grinding chain. I got stuck that day. I got pinched, and I had to call him over to cut me out. Well, he come over. We're talking. Bear Claw. He'll probably watch this. He chuckled. He don't watch nothing. He's digging it. Fence posts and stuff. But the man is so unassuming. He's 67 years old. The man's a force to be reckoned with. He cuts down more timber. It's just amazing to watch. It was wonderful working with the man. So he passes me his saw, gives me his saw. I take his saw. I said, perfect, I'll cut myself out here. You know this thing. I look at him. This man is a man that's been outdoors his whole life. He's healthy. He's got beautiful skin. He's got green eyes. And he's very quiet. He's very quiet. He doesn't say anything. He never said nothing to me. I knew when I was screwing up. And I knew when I was doing good. I was doing good when he wasn't saying nothing. This is when I was doing good. You're me, and I'm him. That's doing good. Okay? Doing bad is... That was it. That much of a difference. You had to know. He didn't say nothing. He would just kind of almost give her one of those.
Bullseye!